I recently recorded a video that gave sound samples of all the modes all the modes starting on the note C. Like you have the C Ionian mode down there at the bottom, C D E F G A B C. And I played all the modes, Ionian, Dorian, all of 7 modes, but all starting on C, which is different than what we've been looking at so far, which is all of the modes that are related to the C Ionian mode. They belong to C Ionian mode. See, none of them have any sharps or flats, so all those modes are related to C Ionian, and so therefore they start on different notes. The first one starts on C, the second one starts on D, the third one starts on E, and they just progressively up the scale, right? So, and so I initially wasn't going to put any sound samples of this modal scale, these modal scales, because each starts on a different note, and so it's a little hard to kind of compare them when each scale starts on a different note. However, for completeness, I went ahead and just decided to go ahead and insert this slide in here, so you can kind of see all the modal scales that are related to each other. In this case, the C Ionian mode, all the modes that are owned or belong to a C Ionian. And so I'm gonna play some examples of that right now. And so here's what the C Ionian mode sounds like on the DM48, playing the Audio Modeling Company's tenor sax sound. Okay, now we're going to jump up to mode 5, and there's a reason why we're not going to mode 2. It will all be explained and subsequently very soon. But we're going with up to the Mixolydian mode 5, and this one starts on the note G, which is the 5th note of the C Ionian scale, right? All right, the next mode we're going to play is this mode number 2. This is the Dorian scale starting on D. Okay, now we're going to bounce up to mode 6, and that's the Aeolian mode, and this one starts on the note A. Okay, now we're going to bounce back down to mode 3, Phrygian mode, starting on the note E. Okay, then as expected, we're going to bounce up to mode 7, the Locrian mode, which starts on the note B. All right, then we're going to move down to mode 4, which is Lydian mode. It starts on the note F. Okay, there you have it. People I've shared this content with so far, and they wanted some examples of how the modes sound, so people can get an idea of what these modes, what they sound like. So I'm going to go ahead and give an example here. Now, this presents a little bit of topic that is kind of ahead of ourselves here, but rest assured it'll be all explained fairly soon. But just so you can hear what these sound like. So we're going to start with the Ionian mode in C. And we're going to use the DM48 MIDI harmonica using the audio modeling tenor sax sound. And notice all these modes are going to be played in C. But this mode, Ionian mode in C, is the same as the previous mode chart we had, right? And it's where we're starting. The subsequent modes before, like the second mode was Dorian, and then it started on the second note of the C scale, which was D. But as you can see, all these are C's starting it. So because we need to keep those half steps in the right places for all these modes, we have to adjust notes as we go. And by sharping or flatting in order to get the half steps in the right place. So it's interesting to note here that for C, in the key of C, we're going to do all the modes that start with C, all involve flatted notes except for the Lydian mode, mode number 4, which involves a flatted note, a sharp note, the F sharp. So we're going to explain that all in detail. So here we go. Here's what they sound like. Okay, that was Ionian mode. Now we're going to do Mixolydian mode, which has one flat, and that's the B flat that you can see up there in the 7th scale. So hopefully you could hear the slight difference there at the top end of the scale with that flatted 7th, that B flat. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next mode, which is the Dorian mode. And notice here we've got, and now we have the B flat in the 7th degree, and we've got the E flat in the 3rd scale degree. And notice how this sounds a little even more different. Okay, and so the next mode we're going to do is the Aeolian mode, mode 6, and now we've added yet another flat, and you can see that's the 6th scale degree, it's the A flat. And so now we've got those 3 flats, but we're still starting on C, and this is what the Aeolian mode, the minor mode, this is what like blues music uses. Okay, that was the minor mode, Aeolian. And now we're going to get into some modes that, a couple of modes that you're not really going to use very much, but it's good just to hear what they sound like. And this next one is going to be the Phrygian mode. The Phrygian mode sounds a little bit like Mid-Eastern. It's got that added E flat there. Or I'm sorry, the D flat in the 2nd scale degree. So now we have a half step between the 1st and 2nd scale degrees. That's very unusual for Western music, and it sounds kind of Middle Eastern. And so let's hear what that sounds like. Okay, that's the Phrygian mode in C. And now we're going to go to our the 7th scale degree, which is Locrian. And this one is very rarely used, and it sounds kind of like Phrygian mode, but slightly different. So here we go. All right, so there's Locrian. Now we're going to loop around and we're going to go all the way back to the fourth mode, which is Lydian, and this is the only one that's got a sharp note, and that is the F sharp. So all those flats that we were added for the other modes, those are gone. And now we're just adding a sharp, and that's the F sharp in the fourth scale degree. And it's this one sounds almost like Ionian mode, just a slightly different. And there we go. So that's samples of all the modes, the 7 modes in the key of C.